Okay. So I started to see this, and then I realized, okay, what's going on is there's some areas here that you need help to input responses. Uh, uh, yes, this you're not a formal collaboration. That's true. It's just your organization by itself, and so we don't need to respond to that. Um, I'm gonna Hope for Kids Foundation Inc.'s mission is to inspire today's kids to be tomorrow's leaders. That's how the first sentence should read. Um, and instead of we will be teaching, it should read we teach. Uh,
Okay.
and then maybe a different word for traumatized. Uh, Hold on a second. Hold on. Traumatized synonyms. Yep. No, not symptoms. Synonyms. Traumatized. Let's see. And it could be that that's the word that we need to use, but let's see what else is there that may give
Okay.
us a clearer picture. You know, that,
Okay.
that's what I'm looking for.
Yes. To kind of break it down.
Yeah, because if you can paint a picture with a different word, then traumatized is so shocking. But what does it mean? Uh, well, yeah, traumatized is shock, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Appeal, scandalized, floor, outrage, offending, affect, traumatize. I think that the reason it's this is the word is yeah. Hold on, a ball over, appall, shock, blow, out of water, scandalize. It needs yeah. So we need to then specify. Um, okay, we teach
Specify
traumatized
what
kids.
traumatized mean.
Well, no, no, no. What are uh, the types of trauma? Because trauma could be from war, it could be from sickness, it could be
Yes.
so. Maybe if we can define it a little bit for kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know that you deal with everything,
Mm.
right? So, you. I don't think it's teaching. Is the I think we should change teaching to we are working. We work with um, emotionally injured children,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yes.
we work with emotionally injured children. You're like, oh, it could be anything, and it makes it be something. I should be writing this down, but it's being recorded.
Due
All right.
due to not having. Uh,
Okay, so if you want to say traumatize children, uh, and you just bring it back to the main source, which is uh, of under in our underserved communities, because because our community they're living in these poor neighborhoods. Their
mm-hmm.
their trauma is like it's not even recognized as anything. But so so we are so So we are teaching emotionally injured children. Um, just that.
Mm-hmm. Due to
Not
due
due
to
to, no, no, no. I think it's good. Not due to. We're gonna teach them first through fifth grade. That's the uh, ages first through fifth grade. Actually, then it's not ages. It's grades first through fifth. You understand?
okay. Okay. Okay.
And the importance of unity, leadership. That's one word, leadership, healthy problem solving, self worth, the importance of good hygiene, the importance of wearing masks, as uh, wearing a mask, So, excuse me. So make sure that it reads the importance of wearing a mask, how to socialize um, uh, safely through social distancing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
provide them and provide them with college resources and tools, because you do it's more just the resources. So it looks good. I just would that would make it very clear.
Okay.
We teach families the importance of healthy unity in the home and the importance of understanding mental health. Uh, okay,
You
now
think
this
that's too much?
the next portion here, we also have this is something for programming, and the reason why you don't want to put it here is because they're asking you about your mission. Remember,
Okay.
so that has nothing to do with your mission.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think the mental health part is too much?
Say again.
You think the mental health part is too much?
No, 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 no. Perfect. It's related to what you're doing, and the work that you're doing with the greenhouse relates to the mental health part because you're providing a venue, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here we go. You did all this, okay? Okay. Specifically, the services that align with the focus areas you selected. So this is what's going on is you need to then say what is it that you're doing in your program. And again, COVID shifted a lot of things, so you're doing different things. But if you were going to be doing stuff with your program to get your kids, to get with your kids, um, you need a program that you are going to run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were discussing, and you need to tell me what you want to do because you know I I can paint anything I want, but if you this is not what you want to run, then we need to figure out what program you are running, which is uh, explain how the services you are describing specifically support communities of color that have been disproportionately impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent economic downturn. So from my perspective, I'll just say something real quick and then I'll ask you your thoughts and we'll see how that may fit in here.
Okay.
So, because COVID-19 shifted a lot of your activity into more of a supporting role with other nonprofits, you've developed collaboration with various groups in your target service area. Um, So if you want to go back to what your mission is all about, right now you would want to do COVID safe uh, interaction with children who have emotionally who have suffered emotionally and maybe most of them are undiagnosed as being traumatized. This is just who they live and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to reach out to them, in a way that you can reach them. They are very poor. Not all of them are going to have Zoom. So how do you do that? What programming can you put together, right? So that's the question that perhaps you can set it up where there's some families that can, that have this, and you target them in your community, but you open it to everybody for
Mm-hmm.
activities that you can do online with the kids that are um, like a TV show kind of thing. And so everybody does something, and then everybody's talking about what's coming out, right?
Okay.
That's the kind of programming that I think would make it interactive enough so that if the kids, particularly, you may need to do like different age groups. That's why is that something you want to do, or is there a program that you have out there that you want to run and the reason why I mentioned that is because you want to begin to bring stuff to the work that your nonprofit is doing. You don't want yourself to be lost doing all this other stuff and helping other people where your nonprofit is still, not growing where it should be, right?
Okay.
So they say here, if applicable. So that means that specifically describe the services that align with the focus areas you selected and how those services will address the identified needs. So you don't need to do COVID-19, but because of COVID-19, what are you doing? You understand what I'm saying? So if you want the funding for for this, which is a good reason to get funding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the we already have the program because the structure is a service. So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Besides that, programming and that, because that's programming that you could do, and it's visible and it happens quick and it's
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, right? You don't have to put any kind of online thing together, get people to sign on, none of that. So I'm thinking, okay, let's focus on that. But have you figured out how much it's going to cost to put it back up?
No.
Okay, you need to do that and we can get the fund, we can get it done freely, but we need to tell them we need this amount of money, and we can't just come up with a number.
Well, Braun has been looking into some things. Braun has been looking into some costs.
Okay, he needs to get a what do you call that? An estimate.
I'm finna call him. I'm calling him now and see if he had done that.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling him to see if he have done any
Yeah,
estimate.
he should have more than one, but at least one so that I know what number we are talking about. And you can get the services done for free, but we need to know how much they cost, like independently. So if you do that, I'm thinking $20,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this then. If we're going to do this grant, I'm thinking that we should do it on the setting up of the funding for setting up the greenhouse. You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So specifically describe the services, and they are COVID related. So all this applies. So specifically describe the services that align with the focus areas you selected and how those services will address the identified needs. If applicable, explain how the services you are describing specifically support communities of color that have been disproportionately impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent economic downturn. So if I were to ask you, the services that align with the focus areas, the service is asking about the services. So the services that you're going to be providing have to do with a structure that is already there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically describe the services that align. And the services that align is a structure that is going to allow not only children, but the elderly and even families to come in to a community situation where there's enough room so they can be COVID safe, doing their planting, managing that, learning about all that, and then also an area where you can safely be spread out and uh, and just do any other activities, with each other, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, all that to say, I mean, because my perspective, what I would do is I would anyway. Let me not get into that. So if I were going to ask you about that program, how would you say, what services would you be providing when the structure is up?
I would be teaching them about nutritional eating while teaching them how to plant. And Brian was talking about, oh, here he is right here, right in time. Brian, Brian,
Yes.
Eliezer, he wants you to explain to him how we're going to use the greenhouse with the pandemic. Tell him what we're
Okay,
using.
I can write you up something out through my phone and I can text it to you.
No, he's right here. Tell him. He can hear you.
Well, I can't, Mama. I've been tired. I'm tired. I can copy and paste and text it to you.
Let it go. Let it go.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Give me my best. Brian. No, Brian, go do you. Go do you. I completely understand you. And since, see, it looks like you have this, so I'm going to work with your mom. You go and have a great night.
All right, Brian.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, bye.
I think he's at work.
All right. Well, no, it sounds like he's tired too. Like it sounds like I was there.
He been
This week I was at the point where I was like, I can't do anymore. I just
yeah. He's been working all day. You know, he do adjusters work too.
All right. So here's the thing, though, Rose. Then you see the stuff that I'm doing with you. Describe any collaboration that's occurring between your organization and others. This is information that you have, that you and he have. So this you need to complete it. Go back in there and fill it out. I mean,
I don't have that.
Yes, you
He
do.
know more about that
Look,
than
any
I
collaboration. How many organizations are you working with? Who are you? Huh?
None.
None. You have all the organizations, the churches that you work with, the school situation, where you want to put this thing in, if that's still the case. You don't really have any organization out there that you're working with, because if none, we can definitely put in CIDN, and I know Marcus is not going to have a problem with that. But you need to have some collaboration. It can't just be you.
Well, I've been working with the church, but I'm not connected to them. It's just something I volunteer my time, and we help each other.
Okay, so if you set up this thing, do you think that they might send people over there, or be supportive in getting the structure set up again? The people that show up were the people that were at the dismantling.
Well, they told me they were helping in the way they can.
Yes, but then exactly. So that's collaboration.
Okay.
Okay. So you also have volunteers. So you can talk about your volunteers. Look at me. I'm sitting here trying to tell you this. You can do this. I'm like I'm cheering you on, and I'm just kind of like pointing this to you. Don't write it yourself. Have Brian. I'm going to send you this recording. I'm going to stop it because I think I don't want to make it too long for no reason. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm recording now. So what we have been discussing is that you want to provide services that align with the COVID-19 pandemic, not necessarily how it affected what you did, but how you want to go back to the purpose, which is to help the children in the place where your organization has a heart to get that work done, which means helping the children, particularly now that they are at home. More of them are being abused. The idea then would be to morph Hope for Kids Foundation to be operational in a pandemic situation in which it can help children from where they are. Um, so the the question is, if you're going to be using the, which you should, and this is, and I'll finalize. I'm just going over everything, but I'll finalize a simple question. We're using this grant to get funding to get the greenhouse set up, right? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're using the funding for the greenhouse to set up the greenhouse and set up a program for the community and the children that we want to help in the low income areas where we are serving in Fort Worth. So what needs do they have for the erection of the greenhouse and setup of a community type place where they can do gardening, learn about gardening, and they can also have other outside activities inside of a donated greenhouse? Tell me about that. Tell me what are the needs of the clients for this service that you want to provide? How will it benefit them, and who will it benefit?
I will be teaching them about nutrition. They need to know about nutrition because nutrition is going to help them mentally.
Okay. Okay, so if you're going to explain what are the needs, this is the question. The needs of the client that you're having are nutritional, yes, but they're also emotional,
Emotional, yes.
and they are also social in the
Social,
middle
yes.
of a pandemic. So you need to be careful with that. So if you're going to be asking for money, what needs do you want them to see that this is going to solve or to fill?
I'm not understanding.
Okay, what why does the community need this? Why will the community benefit, or how the community benefit by you getting the money to put the greenhouse up?
It will help them have hope in their community, relieve a lot of the stress off families, to know that they have uh, a safe, positive place to go where they can communicate.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
I feel that it would help a lot of families not fall into depression because they have something to look forward to and give them hope.
And there is where you would say how. And you mentioned you're going to have nutritional classes.
Nutritional classes.
Uh, uh,
I'm also
yeah.
gonna provide a clothing closet for those families that are in need of clothing. And the way I would do that is they would have to go and register online and tell me their sizes. And I would have pick one day and I'll have everything that each family needs together so they can pick it up so we can practice social distance as they receive their service.
All right. So you are planning to provide classes on nutrition. Of course, it's going to be a greenhouse, so they'll be able to actually learn about planting an actual plant.
Mhm.
Uh, and it's large enough so that you can do it in a COVID safe environment.
Yes.
Because it's going to be in a local community, uh, the children that are from different families, they can be together in areas, so everything will
Yes.
be separated based on how
Mhm.
many people and how many groups of children and adults are working together, so that we can be COVID safe, right?
Yes. And I'm going to teach them the importance of wearing their mask and socializing while they practice social distance and still be able to socialize with their peers.
Okay. um, Okay, so just to recap, we're looking at teaching them about nutrition, about plants, about planting, actual plants, actual planting, and they will have interactive uh, work in the greenhouse, socially distanced, uh, per family group.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, okay.
Also want to help the families understand healthy unity as a family. You know, a lot of family in the neighborhoods, they don't know about unity, healthy family unity, because it's all messed up. So they think it's normal, but it's actually not. So
Yes.
therefore, that's what it falls in. I have a friend that I'm gonna get and come talk about mental health.
Okay.
That's part of mental health.
Okay. That's great.
You think it's too
Ver-
good?
Very good. So the idea, just to recap, is to also provide mental health uh, support by uh, providing activities in which uh, the community will learn about healthy family relationships.
Yes.
And we will have those services uh, within the greenhouse, which is why we need it. All right, let's go to number 2. Please describe any collaboration that is occurring between your organization and others to provide the services you have described more effectively. So, the services that you're going to provide, talking about the actual services. So, the services include the building. So, the collaboration began with a person or a company that donated a $47,000 greenhouse. That went, the church is also collaborating, providing manpower to take care of the dismantling and ostensibly or hopefully the setting up, which will require funding. So we have people and we have things, but we need funding. So those two collaborators are there. The one who donated and the people from the church, and even people like me, but just let's leave me out because we don't have that many characters. um, and what you want to do is you want to say who else, uh, uh, you, if I were to ask you who else is helping you to piece this thing together, um, like any other group, any other person.
Uh, we have friends that's been helping us,
Okay, but is those friends part of the church or just different people from different groups or just individuals?
individuals.
Okay,
They're individuals. And then the people next door to the greenhouse, their son have a group that he always bring out.
I'm sorry. Could you
The,
repeat that?
the house next door, the people that live next door to the greenhouse, they
Uh-huh.
have a son that's a pastor, and he bring a group out sometime.
Okay, so there is okay. So you want to get the name of the group of the church because it sounds more. It feels more. This church, Pastor so and so from this church adjacent to the excuse me, the location for the site is also collaboration that is happening. So to describe the collaboration, summarize. Our collaboration began with the donation of a $47,000 greenhouse, which is presently being dismantled and safeguarded prior to uh, prior to okay, I would say, let me start that over. Collaboration started with the donation of a greenhouse by the company and the person in a brand, um, and is continuing with community and church groups interested in reassembling the structure in a local low income area, uh, period. That's that's what that's the collaboration is so far. You're also,
Okay.
push comes to shove, you can say you're also seeking uh, information from local groups such as Legal Aid of Northwest Texas. That you don't have to get into details. Just all of us are doing that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And so anybody else that has smiled at you about this, you want to have their name and the name of their organization.
Yeah, I have another group. She has her own. She just started her own small business. She's been helping us. So it's about five of them. I don't remember the name of her group, but I can get. And then my goddaughter, she has her own business. She's been in business. It's 88 Lines. She's an artist.
Okay,
She always come out.
let me maybe it's me. I'm having a difficult time hearing you. Say that again. The last thing you said about your goddaughter.
She has her own organization for 5 years. She's an artist, so she always come out. She has partnered with me to help. And then I have another friend. She just started a small business with helping senior citizens. So she always bring her whole group out sometime.
Okay,
I
so
need to get the names of their organizations.
yes, you describe any collaboration. You don't have to.
Yes.
You don't need to list them because we only have 2,500 characters. But
Okay.
you we have. You can say we're working with the donor of a $47,000 greenhouse structure donated to improve the lives of the less fortunate in this neighborhood in zip code 76104, whatever it is.
Okay.
Right? We also have several church groups who have volunteered manpower to dismantle and support in the reassembling of the structure. Um, we also have other groups that support periodically with whatever needs there might be, and that includes in groups with elderly individuals and groups with children and families. So just
Okay.
include everybody because it's that to describe any collaboration. All these groups, all these people are doing these things. They are helping and they're interested in coming. So when they come to the place, that's collaboration. All right. All right. So here uh, did let me do something here. Oh, hold on. What am I doing here? Okay. So this is what we have inside of the application, and we will work to delete this at some point. Okay, I was able to delete it. Urban agriculture. So this is what we have here, but we're going to be adding what we were discussing on question number 1. So we'll put it here, and we'll the next one here. Hopeful Kids Foundation looks to partner is partnering with organizations such as the Texas A&M and Prairie View and A&M AgriLife Extension of Life Extension office to assist in development and training and volunteer staff. This is good. An active harvest schedule for all participants regarding the project aims to carry out intensive and high turnover production to provide fresh fruits. This is really good. Currently volunteering in assisting other organizations hand out perishable food to the community in need. To this community in need. Through collaboration with. Okay, no, I'll leave it like this, and we will put in the information that we tried to piece together, the summaries that I was talking about before. I'm gonna say, put those in here, whichever one sounds best, and I'll take a quick look at it at the end.
Okay.
All right. So provide up to 3 specific and measurable goals. Create a local farmers market and food bank that will serve the community most affected in food desert and COVID-19 areas. Yeah. Like 19. All areas are affected. So food desert and COVID-19 critical. Okay, and areas by COVID-19. All right. Establish a youth farm for at-risk youth with the mentorship. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna dictate what's gonna go here because the objective needs to be specific. This is a goal, so so it's a good goal, but it's going to become a 19 by, I would say, May 2021. So this is what you're saying. You're going to create a local farmers market that will serve, and food bank that will serve an average of, if you have a specific number, then you say that will serve so many. So you either do averages or you do the total amount. Create local food. Since I'm doing this, there's no need to record it. Since I'm doing this online, there's no need to record this session. I'll go back and start recording. Hold on. Okay, so what I'm going to do to get this thing processed quickly is I'm just going to summarize, and you tell me if there's something that I should include, and I'll summarize again to make it simple for the transcription.
Okay.
All right. So are we recording? Okay. Share any efforts your organization is currently implementing or planning to implement in order to increase the diversity of the board and staff. Provide racial equity education and provide racial equity training. Hope for Kids Foundation, which is what's written down, is a minority owned, a minority not owned, because nonprofits are not owned, a minority led nonprofit that believes in resembling the community we serve. All right, so I updated that. All right, so starting from here, what I would say is our organization is seeking capacity building in the management of nonprofits through collaboration with Legal Aid of Northwest Texas. We are seeking for information, support, and tools to help us develop a board growing process in which we invite community individuals and groups, community individuals, to apply to become a member of our board. We serve low income areas where most individuals are low income, Black and Hispanic, and therefore our board will always be representative of the people that we serve. Period. That should be more than enough for them. Because what you're saying is, you understand. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me just go because of the recording. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You need to provide with a number of clients that you service in this grant application. But this number, we should wait until you have that, you count for all the ones you did last year. Because you don't want to say, oh, if you give us, I don't know how much we're asking for. If you give us all that money, we're going to serve 20 more people than we did last year. That's not going to cut it. Does that make sense? So you need to figure out the estimated number of clients, and they give you a little asterisk there. So we'll look at the bottom if there's anything. Location of services, that's select all the counties. Okay, this is done. If services are provided in a geographical area that is more specific than the county level, please describe that area. Examples include school district, city or zip code level. So it is in a more geographical specific area. It's within the city of Fort Worth. What information can you give me of the service area? The zip code, the school, what school district are you working in?
Logan Morgan area where I was volunteering at.
Spell that.
I gotta look it up. It's on Dillard Street. It's Logan Elementary School.
Logan Elementary School.
Logan Elementary, it's on Dillard Street, 2300 Dillard Street.
Do you have the zip code?
76010.
So the answer to this question is the services are provided in zip code 76104.
105.
105?
I need to see, did Brian put an area on there? We're trying to stay in top 6 and that school is in top 6.
It's empty. So if it's in the top 6 area?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
76105.
76110. So the services are provided in zip code 76105, the top 6 area of Fort Worth, Texas. The answer to that. Of the 5 zip codes that would be most impacted, so 76105, that's the only one, unless people are going to be coming or you're going to be spilling over to other zip codes. Rose.
You asking me?
Yes. Are you going to have more than one zip code or just one zip code?
More than one.
So what? I'm going to leave it open for you. Look for that. Look for the zip codes. Write this down. Okay?
Okay.
enter the total budget for the services specifically described in this application. So I'll work with that on my own. What is the total amount of funding you are requesting from the foundation? Do we know how much we're asking for?
About 20,000. Is
20,000?
that too much?
No, no, definitely not. But we need to make your regular income for 2019 show all the stuff that you've gotten. So, what is the total amount of funding you're requesting? $20,000. Is your organization receiving any CARES funding? No. How will the funding be used? We're not using any okay, no. You don't tell them, you do not tell them what you're not using the money for. They're asking you, what are you going to use it for? You don't, so we will use the fund, okay. And you tell them like, this is what's going to happen. The funding will be used, I'm doing this. The funding will be used see, we need to describe that there are 2 donated commercial. Okay. The funding will be used for the professional installation of 2 donated greenhouses.
You have used on there twice.
Okay. The funding will be used, let me start with you.